All right, Pacers. So for week 6, we're on rest week, the performance section. We're doing a bit of an awareness week this week. And the other part of the awareness challenge is I want you guys to have some awareness in terms of whether you're flaring your rib cage when you run or not. So bear with me. I'm going to be back and forth to the camera because my camera skills aren't very good. But so when you're running for this next week, what I want you guys to pay attention to is whether or not you're flaring your rib cage out when you run, or whether you're able to keep the rib cage tucked in and set down. So when you flare your rib cage, you come obviously out of neutral spine, and it also turns off our abs, but our abdominals is what helps stabilize our core. So running, staying nice and tall, staying in alignment when we run is important. And I'm wondering if any of you notice when you're running that you're flaring the rib cage out or not. And I'm going to give you guys a few little exercises to work with. I want you guys to do these a couple times this week to earn your check mark. So the first thing can be kind of a bit of a warm up before you go on your runs this week. Come up against a wall. Obviously you've got the photo here, so I have to adapt, but you want to kind of have cactus arms. And what I want you guys to do is I want you to try and keep your rib cage tucked down so your spine is neutral, your core is contracted, and you're going to try to raise your arms up as high as you can without letting the rib cage flare out. Try to keep that rib cage down. And you're going to try to do this for 5 to 10 reps, depending how tight you are in through your thoracic spine and your chest, and you'll definitely feel this. So you're going to do 6 to 10 reps of that before your runs this week up against the wall. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to do a little breathing exercise, and hopefully I can adjust this so that you guys can see me here now. So the other thing we're going to do is breathing exercises, and I'll show you an example. You don't need to use the shoes, but I'm hoping it'll give you guys a good visual. So I'm going to place one shoe on my stomach, one shoe on my chest, and I'm going to bend my knees. I'm going to flatten my back in through the ground. And what I want to do is I want to really focus on breathing in through my belly. So I'm going to breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth, and I'm just going to try to make the shoe on my stomach move. So I want to try to keep my neck nice and relaxed. And so I'm just trying to do some belly breathing and just trying to have this shoe move. And I'd like for you guys to do 5 to 10 of those breaths as well. And you can just put your hand on your stomach or your chest as well. Then I want you guys to move into, we've already worked on this, but it's a good one. We're going to do a set of 5 on each side. So 10 of these sort of dead bugs. So your lower back is pressed into the ground. It stays on the ground, and you're going to drop your heels and drop your arm, bring it back together, keeping your legs at 90 degrees, flexion on the ankle. If that feels too challenging for you, then you can just work on dropping the heel. So keep your shoulders down, pressed into the mat. The last exercise that you're going to do, you guys, is going to be for your thoracic spine as well, and for a little chest opening. So you're going to then shift onto your side, and you're going to stack your legs, your feet, at 90 degrees. So I'm hopefully here at a 90-degree ankle. I've got flexion on my feet. Okay, I'm going to stick my arm out and clasp my hands to start with. Now, when I go to do this exercise, I want to try to avoid this foot from sliding back, this knee from sliding back. I want to try to keep my knees stacked if I can. What I'm going to do is my top hand is I'm going to reach as far forward as I can, and then I'm going to rotate my hand, and with my gaze, I'm going to try and follow my hand all the way around, and then bring it all the way back up and over. And I'm going to do 5 of these, nice and slow. See if I can keep my eyes on my hand, get that nice opening. I can feel my knee pulling away a little from the other knee, so I need to work on this one for sure. We are going to do 5 of these on each side before we switch over. So there you have it, you guys. The other part of your awareness for this week is going to be rib cage flare. Really be cognizant. Are you popping those ribs out as you're running? Are you able to keep your spine neutral and keep your rib cage down while you're running? You're going to do your warm-up exercise. So you're going to do these wall angels, 5 to 10 of those before you go for your run. And then you're going to, a couple times this next week, is do the breathing with the dead bugs and with this thoracic exercise 2 to 3 times this week to earn your check mark. Have fun.